Hi, today we're going to talk about some flexible side hustles for teachers. So, when you think about flexibility in a side hustle, you want to be thinking about your energy and your time and the level of commitment that you feel ready to take. Because right now, people are short on time, short on cash, short on energy. And if you're feeling burned out and yet you still need to pay those bills, don't worry, you're not alone. And I've got some ideas here for you. So, as I mentioned, you want something that you can do when it suits you, and not necessarily be locked into a lengthy commitment. So, you want to think about things like seasonal jobs, such as um, raking leaves or cleaning pools. Um, And you also can think about things that don't require, a lengthy contract with like specific times that you must be available. Depending on how you do this, babysitting could fall into that category. Um, if you are available for like one night or, one day here and there. Um, Same goes with things like pet sitting, house sitting, taking care of somebody's plants, grocery shopping, running errands. And tutoring can fall into this category. Again, if you offer it, seasonally or once in a while, maybe you're going to focus on helping somebody, get ready for an exam exclusively, as opposed to like a weekly ongoing commitment. Um, And selling digital products, if you enjoy writing lessons and you might have a knack for curriculum planning, you can write those up and market those and sell those on online platforms like Teachers Pay Teachers or Etsy, or there's lots of different places that you can do that. And now, obviously, not all of these are going to pay a lot of money, but the idea is, looking into things that pay, even if it's not as much as one would like, in the current state of the world, but they are things that over time could accumulate. And especially if it's something that you end up really liking, you could, spend more time and energy doing that. Um, but if you enjoy driving and you feel comfortable, you could, start driving, doing like a ride share or registering with one of the driving services around. Um, you could also look into taking online surveys. I I know that they would be flexible. I personally haven't um, had much luck with them, but I also haven't, explored a ton of them either. But there are, some sites and things that come recommended that I've found. But again, it's just something that you would need to look into and decide if it's worth your time. Another idea that I actually got from Sadie Smiley, who's my blog coach mentor, um, is one thing that she's talked about before is something called Boo Your Yard and also Egg Your Yard. So as you get closer to Halloween, if you're in an area that celebrates Halloween, you could start a little service where you go around and decorate people's yards for them and do, all of the heavy lifting um, of doing all the decorations and making it look awesome, and then get paid for that. And similarly for something like Easter, like you could set up Easter egg hunts and things like that. So that's another idea to think about that wouldn't be as as an ongoing time commitment, because if you're anything like me, you have definitely a lot of those and don't need any more. And especially as a teacher, I know that you are quite committed, so schedule wise and energy wise and time wise and all the things. So I hope that these ideas helped and gave you some ideas to think about. And keep coming back and checking out the rest of this cluster I'm working on. and good luck to you. All right, take care. Bye.